life.
Jai Shri Padikar Shri Guru Gaurachandra Ju Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Paribrajaka Astatar Sata Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Paribrajaka Astatar Sata Shri Shriman Srila Bhakti Rakha Sri Dardev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Welcome to Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Morning Class. Dandavat. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Parakamalam Shri Gurung Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitangstam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitangscha Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam. Haribo Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Continuing to read the Antya Lila first volume. This is now chapter number 7. Lord Chaitanya meets Balabhabata. Just now finished the chapter when describing Mahaprabhu's meeting with Raghunath Das Goswami. And then before that, Sanatan Goswami. So many things have happened. So many wonderful things. Okay. Text number 14. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Dvaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhaktavinda Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Ki Jai Srila Om Vishnupad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Prema Parakasha Nahi Krishna Shakti Bine Krishna Eka Prema Data Shastra Pramane. Without being especially empowered by Krishna, one cannot manifest ecstatic love of Krishna, for Krishna is the only one who gives ecstatic love. That is the verdict of all revealed scriptures. Sandvavatara bhava Pushkara Nabasya Sarvato Badra Krishna Danya Kovalatas Vapi Premado Bhavati. There may be many all auspicious incarnations of the personality of Godhead, but who other than Lord Shri Krishna can bestow love of Godhead upon the surrendered souls? This is a verse written by Bilva Mangal Thakur. It is quoted by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Lagu Bhagavatamrita. Mahaprabhu kahe shuna bata mahamati Mayavadi sannyasi ami najani Krishna bhakti. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "My dear Balabhabata, you are a learned scholar. Kindly listen to me. I am a sannyasi of the Mayavad school. Therefore, I have no chance of knowing what Krishna bhakti is." Advaita Acharya Gosai Sakshadishwara Tada Shange Amara Mana Haila Nirmala. Nevertheless, my mind has become purified because I've associated with Advaita Acharya, who is directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarva Shastre Krishna Bhaktye Nahi Nyara Sama Ataeva Dvaita Charja Tara Nama. He is unparalleled in his understanding of all the revealed scriptures and the devotional service of Lord Krishna. Therefore, he is called Advaita Acharya. Advaita meaning non-dual. Jahara Kripatem Leccher Haya Krishna Bhakti Kehaite Pare Tara Vaishnavata Shakti. He is such a great personality that by his mercy he can convert even the meat-eaters, mlechas, to the devotional service of Krishna, who therefore can estimate the power of his Vaishnavism. Purport: it is extremely difficult to convert a mlecha or meat-eater into a devotee of Lord Krishna. Therefore, anyone who can do so is situated on the highest level of Vaishnavism. Nityananda Avaduta Sakshadishvara Pavon Made Mata Krishna Premera Sagara. Lord Nityananda Prabhu, the Avadut, is also directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is always intoxicated with the madness of ecstatic love. Indeed, he is an ocean of love of Krishna. It is a very wonderful description of Nityananda Prabhu saying, I think it's in Chaitanya Charitamrita actually, or maybe I heard it from Guru Maharaj, but I think Chaitanya Charitamrita, but anyway, that he is directly the Lord. He's non-different from Krishna, but like a mirror form. And from there everything is coming. The mirror meaning the serving, the service mood. Sadarshana Veta Bhattacharya Sarvabhauma Sadarshane Jagat Guru Bhagavatotama. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya perfectly knows the 6 philosophical theses. He is therefore the spiritual master of the entire world in teaching the 6 paths of philosophy. He is the best of devotees. Teha dekaila more bhakti yoga par Tara prasade janilu Krishna bhakti yoga sar. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has shown me the limit of devotional service. Only by his mercy have I understood that devotional service to Krishna is the essence of all mystic yoga. Ramananda Rai Krishna Rasera Nidana Teha Janaila Krishna Swayam Bhagavan. Srila Ramananda Roy is the ultimate knower of the transcendental mellows of Lord Krishna's devotional service. He has instructed me that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tate prema bhakti purushartha shiromani raga marge prema bhakti sarvadika jani. Through the mercy of Ramananda Rai, I have understood that ecstatic love of Krishna is the highest goal of life, and that spontaneous love of Krishna is the highest perfection. Through the mercy of Ramananda Rai, I have understood that ecstatic love of Krishna is the highest goal of life, and that spontaneous love of Krishna is the highest perfection. Purushartha, or the goal of life, generally refers to religion, economic development, satisfaction of the senses, and finally liberation. However, above these 4 kinds of purusharthas, love of Godhead stands supreme. It is called Parama Purushartha, or the supreme goal of life, or Purushartha Shiromani, the most exalted of all Purusharthas. Lord Krishna is worshipped by regulative devotional service, but the highest perfection of devotional service is spontaneous love of Godhead. Dasya Sakya Vatsaya Araje Shringara Dasha Shaka Guru Kanta Ashraya Jahara. The servant, friend, superior, and conjugal lover are the shelters of the transcendental mellows called Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Shringar. Aishvarya Jnana Yukta Kevala Bhava Ara Aishvarya Jnanena Pai Brajendra Kumara. There are two kinds of emotion, bhava. Emotion with an understanding of the Lord's full opulences is called Aishvarya Jnana Yukta. And pure, uncontaminated emotion is called Kevala. One cannot achieve shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, simply by knowing his opulences. That is a completely different kind of relationship. And Krishna is the origin of all of these incarnations or expansion, different kinds of expansion. There's so many Svangsha, Vibhinangsha is the living entity, all these different sorts of avatars. Krishna is the source of all of them. But in the relationship with Lord Narayan, I mean, of course we've discussed this many times, but there is, the impetus is the opulences of the Lord, which are all wealth, all knowing, all power, all beauty, renunciation, and
humble.
Huh?
Humble.
Humble? No, that's not one of the six opulences.
Oh, okay.
Beauty, wealth, knowledge, power. I'm feeling very silly. I can't remember them all. But the last one is renunciation. That means he has no necessity for anything. But those are very, very powerfully manifest by Lord Narayana Vaikuntha. And there is regulative service of him. But they're all pure devotees. But that is a very different relationship than the intimate relationship of Vrindavan with Krishna. Beauty, huh?
Wealth, strength, fame.
Strength. It was
beauty,
strength.
knowledge, and renunciation.
What was that?
Wealth,
Strength.
fame,
Fame.
beauty,
Oh, fame. It was fame that I was forgetting.
knowledge, and renunciation.
And renunciation. Yeah, fame. So he's saying there are two kinds of emotion. Emotion with an understanding of the Lord's full opulences is called Aishwarya Gyan Yukta. And pure uncontaminated emotion is called Kevala. One cannot achieve shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, simply by knowing his opulences. So, as we're always hearing from Guru Maharaj, there is so much gradation within pure devotion. And so compared to Kevala, or compared to this Raga Marg Bhakti of Krishna, the worship of Narayan is considered contaminated. Nayam Sukapo Bhagavan Dehinam Gopika Sutta Jnaninam Chatma Bhutanam Yata Bhakti Matam Miha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, the son of Mother Yashoda, is accessible to those devotees engaged in spontaneous loving service, but he is not as easily accessible to mental speculators, to those striving for self-realization by severe austerities and penances, or to those who consider the body the same as the self. This verse is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Atma Bhuta Shabde Kahe Parisadagana Aishvarya Jnani Lakshmina Paila Brajendra Nandana. The word Atma Bhuta means personal associates. Through the understanding of the Lord's opulence, the goddess of fortune could not receive the shelter of Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. So this is a very wonderful pastime and something to be understood. Across the Jamuna River, really from very close to where Srila Gurudev's temple is there, Srila Guru Maharaj's temple, in Vrindavan, but crossing the Jamuna, there is the place where Lakshmi Devi performed many austerities for a long, long time in order to enter into the rasa pastime, rasa dance pastime. But it is not possible for her because she doesn't see Krishna the way that Braja Gopis see him. She's thinking, well, he is my husband, he is Lord Narayan, and so I want to have this particular type of pastime with him. Is very beautiful, very beautiful. But she cannot do that because her mood toward Krishna is not that same mood, that familiar mood. She does not have that.
Lakshmi Devi?
Yeah. The consort of Lord Narayan.
She's in Vaikuntha, right?
Yeah, in Vaikuntha. So that's it's an important thing to try to understand. Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, has complete knowledge of Krishna's opulences, but she could not achieve the association of Krishna by dint of such knowledge. The devotees of Vrindavan, however, actually enjoy the association. Tenth canto. Any questions about any of this? Shuddha bhave sakakare skande arohana, Shuddha bhave brajeshwari karena bandhana. In pure Krishna consciousness, a friend mounts the shoulder of Krishna, and Mother Yashoda binds the Lord. Shuddha bhava, or pure Krishna consciousness, is not dependent on an understanding of the Lord's opulences. Even without such opulences, the devotee in Shuddha bhava is inclined to love Krishna as a friend or a son. In fact, Guru Maharaj was saying, when there was some rumor that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Mother Yashoda was outraged. What? What are they saying? What nonsense. They're just envious of me because I have such a lovely son. They're making up all these foolish. He's not there. God, he's my little boy. Mora saka mora putra e shuddha mana, ataeva sukha vyasa kare prasangshana. In pure Krishna consciousness, without knowledge of the Lord's opulences, a devotee considers Krishna his friend or son. Therefore, this devotional attitude is praised even by Shukadev Goswami and Vyasadeva, who are the supreme authority. Well, Vyasadeva is considered the supreme authority. And of course, Shukadev, his son, was taught by him. Itam sata brahma sukhanubhutya dasyangatanam paradaivatena maya shritanam narana darakena sakam bijaru krita punya punja. Neither those who are engaged in self-realization, appreciating the Brahman effulgence of the Lord, nor those engaged in devotional service while accepting the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Master, nor those who are under the clutches of Maya, thinking the Lord an ordinary person, can understand that certain exalted personalities, after accumulating volumes of pious activities, are now playing with the Lord in friendship as cowherd boys. It's like, whoa, what? This is a verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Traya chopa nishabdischa Shankhya yogaischa sattvatai Upagiyamana mahatmyam harim samanyatatmajam. When Mother Yashoda saw all the universes within Krishna's mouth, she was astonished for the time being. The Lord is worshipped like Indra and other demigods by the followers of the three Vedas, who offer him sacrifices. He is worshipped as impersonal Brahman by saintly persons who understand his greatness through the study of the Upanishads, as the Purusha by great philosophers who analytically study the universe, as the all-pervading supersoul by great yogis, and as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by devotees. Nonetheless, Mother Yashoda considered the Lord her own son. This is from the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. Nanda Kimakarod Brahman Shreya Eva Mahodayam Jashodava Mahabhaga Papoyasyastanam Hari. O Brahman, what pious activities did Nanda Maharaj perform to receive the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna as his son? And what pious activities did Mother Yashoda perform that made the absolute Supreme Personality of Godhead call her mother and suck her breasts? This verse is from the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. Aishvarya deki leha shudera nahi aishvarya gyan ataeva aishvarya haite kevala bhava pradhan. Even if a pure devotee sees the opulence of Krishna, he does not accept it. So if this kind of devotee, raga devotee, he is, if he were to see the opulence of Krishna, he just, this is some kind of nonsense. Even if a pure devotee sees the opulence of Krishna, he does not accept it. Therefore, pure consciousness is more exalted than consciousness of the Lord's opulence. So once we know Mother Yashoda, Lord Balaram came to Mother Yashoda and complained against Krishna because he's the elder brother of Krishna. He's always trying to take care of him. And sometimes they're getting into a quarrel. But he ran to Mother, Krishna's eating dirt. And he was. Mother Yashoda said, goes to Krishna and said, are you eating dirt, Krishna? Did you eat dirt? No, I didn't eat any dirt. But he did. Well, Lord, your elder brother says that you ate dirt. He says, no, he's just mad at me. That's why he said that. He's just telling you a lie. And Mother says, okay, let me see inside your mouth. You haven't eaten any dirt. So she looks inside of Krishna's mouth, and she sees the entire universe inside of Krishna's mouth. And she even sees herself looking in Krishna's mouth, inside of his mouth. She's seeing this wonderful display. And she became completely bewildered by that. What is this? Who is this? And then a cat suddenly went, meow! And Krishna started to cry, like he was scared of the cat. He was frightened. And then and then she forgot all about it. It's completely irrelevant to her in terms of her love for Krishna. In fact, it's like, what is that? What? She didn't go to her neighbors, do you know what I just saw inside my son's mouth? She's like...
That is Raga Marg, you said, right?
Yeah.
What, is that a type of devotee?
Oh, and this example is coming right up. It's funny. The book kind of, the pages went like that. And after a few verses, this is going to come. Let me just see where I was. Well, it's just the next couple of pages. What was that?
Raga Marg devotee doesn't care about the opulences of the Lord, and
Not at all.
not at all, right?
In fact, it's like, what? So what?
What would be the relationship between the different gradations of devotion, like Vatsalya Ras and Madhura Ras, with this Raga Marg?
They're just different depths of relationship, different depths of sacrifice, different depths of intimacy. This is a huge subject. In fact, maybe it's going to be covered here a little bit.
For example, a devotee that has a spontaneous love for Krishna.
There are different moods.
In Madhura Ras.
Yeah.
Would they be considered to be a Raga Marg devotee?
Well, marg means path or the way, but they're fully in their mood toward Krishna is raga. It's spontaneous. So yeah, all of them, all of the devotees in Vrindavan have spontaneous love of Krishna, but in different levels. It's not all the same. Even within Madhura Ras, Guru Maharaj is saying, there are so many different kinds of levels of service. There's nothing wrong with any of them. It's perfect, more perfect, more perfect, more perfect, more perfect.
More sacrifice. Right?
Yeah, more depth of giving, self-giving, self-forgetfulness. In Madhura Ras is supreme. If you take all the scriptures and study them and analytically, which is what Mahaprabhu has just been describing, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Advaita Prabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and then of course coming to Ramananda Rai, how he described these different things. Then you can go to Brihad Bhagavatamrita. So many different levels and levels and levels and levels of depth, of self-giving and self-forgetfulness. And these are very inconceivable to us, but we are reading about this. Right now we're just trying to change gross selfishness into some kind of devotion, right? But what Mahaprabhu has come to give is Madhura Ras. That's not givable. No one can give that. And so here, this Balava Bhatta is saying, only the Supreme Lord can give love of Godhead to the... He's saying, in other words, he's telling Mahaprabhu, that's who you are. You're the Supreme Lord. What you're giving to the ordinary people, even the dog eaters, who nobody will even talk to, you're giving them love of God, you must be God. Nobody can give that. So it's so rare.
You must be God.
Yeah.
Didi, wow. I had a question, but you made me forget with what you just said. Oh, so since Mahaprabhu is distributing the love divine most rare by teaching exclusive surrender, Sharanagati, so is this Sharanagati exclusive for spontaneous love of Godhead? Like, for example, do devotees in Vaikuntha, will they know what Sharanagati is?
Yeah, but it's on a different level. It's a different level. There, in Vaikuntha, we're all, they're all way greater than we are, but we're practicing something that is Sharanagati as given by Mahaprabhu. So he is bringing us through Sharanagati to extremely high and pure, the highest and purest type of Sharanagati. So, this is what we're worshiping. We're worshiping Ragamarg, and we're trying to practice Sharanagati from where we are. From where we are. I just heard this morning Srila Guru Maharaj say, the environment is not inanimate. It is animate and fully conscious. And everything that is coming is perfect. It is perfectly the very circumstance that I require for my progress right now. All of it. And this is another, it's on YouTube, it's one of the, it is really a weird, so even from where we are, which is just like, I guess we all know where we are to some degree, we can begin this process of Sharanagati. But as Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Tumi Sarveshwareshwara Brajendra Kumar. He's saying, you, that Supreme Lord that we are worshiping, that we are trying to find behind every circumstance in our conditioned life, and trying to come out of that and find the Lord behind everything, that is that son of Nanda. That's an amazing line in that song. Tumi Sarveshwareshwara Brajendra Kumar. He's saying, O son of Nanda, you are the Lord of all lords. That sounds almost like a contradiction. But that Lord, but from our point of Sharanagati, that is that person who we are surrendering to. That is the person who will reveal himself through surrender. Brajendra Kumar. Brajendra means Nanda Maharaj. So we have to understand the position of our gurus. Guru Maharaj said, who is guiding you? Who is taking you? The person with whom you are connected, you will go to his place. So there are so many different kinds of relationships with the Lord, and that many different kinds of gurus. But these gurus in the line of Mahaprabhu, that is where they are taking, that is the position of their service. So this is an inconceivable miracle, and it's not permanent. It's not permanently manifest in this world. For some time, the influence of Mahaprabhu will be in the world, but not forever. And so we really are that's just giving us a little, you could say, wake-up call. Don't miss this chance. Guru Maharaj said, take the chance, take the chance. It's not an accident that you have heard about this, that you've been connected to this. This is grace, personal grace. Take it. We also have to make our effort. Krishna's not just piling love of God on people. I mean, he is that option, that possibility. But we also must reach out and take that. And it's so simple. It's just Sharanagati. Just surrender and take it. He's coming in so many ways to help us. But we're like, no, I don't like that thing, and I like that thing. It's all interfering with our progress. Our mind, our prejudice are interfering with our relationship with that person who is sending all these circumstances to help us. It's all our own prejudice that is causing all this static on the line. Yes, sir, the man in the Govinda Mela shirt.
Before I ask the question, I would like to express to Bimal Prabhu and Antya Lila Devi that I feel separation from them a little bit. All right, so.
Of course. I think a lot. Union and separation.
This is like so wonderful to hear about Sharanagati. And also that it's not like free. We must decide to reciprocate with him.
Yes, we must. We're not dead. We're not pieces of wood.
So, you mentioned that this mental way of perceiving reality, I like it or I don't like it, the binary way.
Yeah.
And that might be provoked because we perceive the world through the senses. You make you like it, I don't like it, right?
Yeah,
so
well, it's the mind that's processing all that.
Okay.
And the mind is like a big, I'm just going to say one, I know you haven't finished, but the mind is like how Guru Maharaj compares the mind to a black box. There's the black box inside of an airplane, and it has the record of the whole flight. So when there's a crash, they go into the black box and find out what happened. So the mind is like the black box. It's just where our mental position is now is showing. It's the results of a lot of other things.
Okay.
Okay. It's a
Perfect. Nice contribution.
Thank
So if we're perceiving the reality through the senses, and the senses are being perpetuated by your mental condition, what is perpetuating this perpetuating this mental condition? Was it our free will?
Yeah.
So what's
And free will means we've done many, many things and we're feeling the reaction of those things. The reaction comes in different forms. One is enjoyment, one is suffering, and one is the desire to keep doing that same thing. That's called the desire seed.
And then, so what's interfering with our desire of feeling actual love, an actual connection? Because what we're really looking for is Him, right? And that is our consciousness is looking for Him ultimately. But at the same time, our own consciousness is interfering with Him. So, I already forgot what the question was.
Well, it's okay. I mean, I know I keep butting in, but I mean, I get what you're saying, I think. It's not Consciousness is not. Consciousness is the soul. The soul is a unit of consciousness. But when we start trying to exploit matter, we come in as not as a lover, but as a predator, as an exploiter. Then we come into a contaminated position of the mind. So we're conscious of the mind. Consciousness is not actually contaminated.
Mm-hmm.
But what we are involved, we're conscious of a contaminated position. If consciousness is contaminated, well, it isn't. Consciousness is a spiritual thing. It is the nature of the soul. But just like Srila Prabhupada gave an analogy of seeing through colored glasses. We're seeing through colored glasses of the mind. So if you have glasses that are purple, everything's going to look purple, right? So the mind is consciousness is going through this contaminated...
This filter.
Mm-hmm. But consciousness itself is a pure thing. But when it shines through something impure, it gets clouded by that.
That's an interesting analogy. It shines through, the pure thing shining through a contaminated thing. Then it changes the perception.
Because we're motivated. Our motive has become completely rotten. And it was our choice in the first place to try to associate with something lower than myself so that I can use it for myself.
Can we use something higher than ourselves?
Never.
Never?
That's why it's an offense to use the holy name to purify me while I go on sinning. We can't use Krishna.
How about a relationship in this mundane world between a man and a woman? They're both using each other. That means they're at the same time lower and higher than themselves, than each other. Like
Well, they're seeing each other as a lower thing.
As a lower thing.
But that's a big subject, but that can also be utilized in Krishna's consciousness. That I don't think that I can do without this thing. So I'm going to change my consciousness to one of a friend. And I will try to see the soul there and do good for that soul for a change. Not materially good, although that, we have our duty within Grihastha life. We have our duty to one another on a relative plane also. But ultimately, I want to be a friend to that soul. And that will purify my consciousness of that person.
Do you think forcing the mind to see Grihastha life from that perception, it's enough to actually feel that, to actually internalize that they're not objects of our exploitation, but instead they're souls and our friends? What takes for us to actually start seeing people as soul?
Well, the whole process is there. We're chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra according to our Guru's orders, and in the mood of Sharanagati, because that will clear our consciousness, and the name will become more clear, like clearing of smoke. We can see the thing more and more clearly. But finally, Sharanagati is the life. What does Bhaktivinoda Thakur say? Bhaka Tera Prana. Prana means life. Sharanagati is the life of our practice. Otherwise, it's an external thing. So in whether grihastha life or not grihastha life, or whatever it is that's coming, or what we're doing, or anything, grihe vani dak, grihe vani dak, grihe tako vani tako. Whether I'm living in the woods or I'm living in the grihastha ashram, I'm going to always see you behind. I'm going to be seeing you. So, but we are trying to show in our heart, instead of becoming an exploiter, to become a friend. And in practicing Krishna consciousness, we understand what a friend is. And we understand that all the feminine energy is all for the service of the Lord. It never was for anything else. So what I've always been interacting with, whether a man or a woman in that relationship, has not been, it's been complete illusion and painful. The result of it is very painful. It's painful. The whole thing is painful top to bottom. But we are addicted to painful things. That's why the analogy of the camel is there. The camel is eating thorns, actually. In a desert, camels will just chew on thorns, and the thorns are cutting up his mouth, and the taste of the thorns is mixing with his own blood, and he really likes it.
Is that actually a thing?
Yeah.
They do that?
In the desert, you eat what you gotta eat, but that becomes something relishable. But it's actually painful. It's actually very painful. So what we consider to be so wonderful, Madhvacharya says, when I think about the relationship that I've had in so many lifetimes of man and woman, I spit. I feel, this is, I can hardly stand the thought of it. But when you see some drug addict in the street, have you ever seen, he's talking to himself, he's crazy, he's just running from one, he's trying to get that drug all the time. Nobody's going, man, that guy's got the life, man, there's the sweet life. Wow, he's got it going on. Everybody's like, ooh, get away from him. And that's how the sadhus see us. It's like, whoa, it's really sad. But they're very compassionate. And they're trying to get us out of these addictions. And then, through Sharanagati, through always, in all circumstances, seeing the Lord's hand in that, and trying to come under the influence of His will, all these things will be purified. Sharanagati is being in contact with the Lord, and the Lord will purify everything. But you tell that addict in the street, man, you can go to this clinic and get rid of this problem. And he's going to be, what problem? Oh, I have no problem. I'm sorry, I got a problem with my face right now. Is that clear?
It is.
The mind is like, wait a minute, little snake. Just lying.
Yeah.
But that's a gradual thing. And through Grihastha life, all those things will become purified. Auspicious Grihastha life. And we know Bhima Krishna Prabhu is such a good example. And we know other examples of really auspicious Grihastha life. Jai Sri Sri Guru Gaurachandra Ji Ki Jai.
Yeah, Sura and Rai too.
Huh?
Sudarshan Prabhu, Rai Didi, and also Nyasi Maharaj and you in the past.
Yeah, and we, and there's purification there. It's purifying. But, sometimes you can't just suddenly leave something. So Grihastha life is there for that reason. And raising children, giving them a chance in spiritual life, that is a service to that
That is service,
soul.
right? So
Yeah, but if you have no inclination to do that service, then don't do it. But if you do have it, don't get married. If you have no, I don't want to get married and do that, then don't do it.
yeah, I believe that too. Well, I don't know anything about that, but thinking about it will be necessary that one feels some attachment to his spiritual master, the devotees, and the Lord, so that one can appreciate when his partner is sacrificing herself to please the devotees, her
Yeah.
guru and the Lord.
Yeah.
But if there's no attachment in oneself or one compromise on one feeling in Krishna consciousness, it will be very difficult to do Grihastha life.
Yeah.
Just one thought.
Yeah, it's true. We have to make progress within that. And that will become more and more. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said through Grihastha life, love of the family will become universal love. It'll become very wide. Very wide. No selfishness at all. It'll all be gone. And a very wide vision of divine love. All encompassing. Not just Griha Medi. Griha Medi means it's mine, that's mine, those are mine, this is all mine. What are you doing at my house? I didn't invite you. That's Griha Medi life. But Grihastha life is supposed to become very broad.
That sounds beautiful.
Huh?
That sounds beautiful.
Yeah. And then some souls will come to you and you'll give them a chance in spiritual life. That's affection. We have to see the soul. It's just the body.
What is the difference between jiva and soul?
That's the same.
It's the same. I've heard through a devotee, I think in the Govinda Mela, that jiva represents like the avatar, quote unquote, of where your soul is at. Like jiva will be this entire compound of body, mind, intelligence.
Sometimes
and consciousness.
the word Atma is used that way. Atma meaning different levels of the self, different conceptions of the self. But the soul proper
Is jiva.
is,
Jiva.
and also called Atma sometimes. But Atma is also referring to different conceptions of the self. I lost my place here. Okay, we can just go to here tomorrow. Let's chant Upadesamrta real quick.
Okay.
Any other questions from anywhere?
No. No questions, but they are here.
Gauranga Lila.
Gauranga Lila Didam Bima Krishna Prabhu Shravanam Seva.
Shravanam Seva. Haribo. Harinam Sankirtan. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Acho vegam manasa krodha vegam, jiva vegam udara pasta vegam, etan vegam yo vishaheta dhira, sarvam apimam prithivim sasisyat. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha loyam cha sabir bhaktir binashyati. Atyahara prayasascha utsahan nishayadaryat tat karma pravartanat sangatyaga sato vritte sabir bhaktir prasidyati. And then Dadati pratigratnati bhuhyam makyati prachiti bhungte bhojayate chaiva sad vidam pritilakshanam krishneti asya giritam manasadriyeta dikshasti chet pranati bisha bhajantamisham Shishishaya bhaja vigyam ananyam bhajana vigyam ananyam anya nindadi shunya hridam ipshita sangalabdya dishtai svabhava janite vapushascha doshe na prakritatvam iha bhakta janasya pasyet. I was working on this in the middle of the night last night. I couldn't remember. Gangam vasamna kalu buddha pena panke brahmadravatvam apagachati niradharmai. And then that was number 6, and number 7. Sya Krishna nama charitadi sitapya vidya pito patapta rasanasya narochikanu Kinvadarad anudinam kalu saiva jushta swadvikramad bhavati tad gadamula hantri. About the sugar candy of Krishna's name. And now number 8. Tannama rupa charitadi sukirtananu smrityo kramena rasana manasi niyojya tishtan bhajetad anuragi jananugami Kalam nayeda kilamityupadesha sharam. Engage the tongue and mind in the gradual process of chanting and remembering Krishna's names, forms, pastimes, and so on. Reside in Braja and spend all your time as a follower of those who have deep attachment for Krishna. This is the essence of all instruction. So we began reading yesterday the commentary by Srila Guru Maharaj on the 8th verse. And now I'm memorizing the 7th verse. It's taking me.
What was the 8th verse?
This one that we just read.
Could you please...
You mean the translation?
The translation.
Engage the tongue and the mind in the gradual process of chanting and remembering Krishna's names, forms, pastimes, and so on. Reside in Braja and spend all your time as a follower of those who have deep attachment to Krishna. This is the essence of all instructions.
So basically, Kirtan is the essence of all instructions. Will that be correct to say?
Yeah, that, and then he's saying reside in Braja. But that is a question of realization.
Reside of Braja means like a spontaneous
Vrindavan.
love. A spontaneous love for the Lord.
Yeah, but we're now, spontaneous love for Krishna, but we have to remember that we are worshiping that. Mm-hmm. We're worshiping the Raga Marg. And we're engaging in Sankirtan and worshiping that ideal and doing our duty, just doing what comes to me and doing it well. Guru Maharaj is saying, do your duty very well. and worship Ragamart. But he said, don't be a result monger. Always looking for a particular result to what I do. Be detached from that. Then Krishna will send the result. And we will be aware of that. And surrender to that and move forward. Not that I'm going to live in this nightmare of what I want as a result of what I do. It's like a nightmare. It's like a fever dream. Constant misery. We have to offer to the infinite everything we're doing and do it well. Do it consciously. Offer that. And then he will send the result. Let that be our life. The infinite's going to send a result to me. Who am I? I'm not even a speck of dust. And yet, so carefully, he's sending me exactly what I require for my progress. How is that possible? Outside of that, we are atheists. Outside of that understanding. It's astonishing. And yet he's playing with cows, that person, who knows every living being. And that, it's just inconceivable.
Inconceivable of this.
And we're studying this because we have Jnana Mishra. We're studying, we need to understand these things to develop our faith. And that is all right. It's good for us now. But that will be left behind. You know, the residents in Vrindavan are like, well, you know, he's in the hearts of every living being. You're like, it's not even relevant to their feelings for Krishna. But it is relevant for us. It's important for us to understand these things carefully.
Did I have a question? If in this lifetime we attain this material body in order to enjoy, but by the mercy of the Vaishnavas we had the chance to engage in the service of the Lord. And by His own mercy, let's say we will be qualified to feel a spontaneous love for Krishna. My question would be, will we reside in Vrindavan after we die, or in this same lifetime our perception has changed and then we see Vrindavan?
Yeah.
Or is it both?
Well, yeah.
But let's say, for example.
Yeah, your vision will definitely change.
Let's say, for example, a devotee that is very humble, always does service without expecting any praising, and nobody knows, like, he might be a pure devotee. So that devotee that is doing amazing service, expecting anything back, is that devotee residing already in Vrindavan, or it will be after he leaves his body?
I mean, the Lord knows that, but I don't. To know the heart of a devotee is not very easy.
Mm-hmm.
The great gurus can see in the disciple what his position is. And then there's different, he can become also rasa guru.
Rasa guru? What's that?
Guru within a rasa, within an actual relationship with the Lord. There's so many things like that can happen. But in terms of any particular person, I wouldn't be able to, I don't know. But you're saying as a possibility, yes, that is possible. Vamsidas Babaji was not known. He didn't advertise himself as a great devotee. Externally, he looked like a madman. He even would put like fish bones around his little hut, so people would think he's eating fish. He just like keep everybody away from him.
Wow, that's crazy.
But it was Srila Saraswati Thakur appointed him out.
Okay. Then, may I articulate my question very briefly?
Yeah.
The question is not like how do we know who is a pure devotee and who's not.
No,
my question was like,
is it possible?
No.
Oh.
My question was, do we need to die in order to adjust our angle of vision on reality?
Of course not.
Or
what will
can it
death
happen
do?
here?
Death is not any particular purification.
Like, for example, everything that you did with this lifetime, then it will...
No.
No?
It's not like that. It's not like going to heaven.
It's not like going to heaven?
No.
Oh.
No, your vision will change. Has your vision changed in the last few months?
It has, yes.
You didn't have to die to do that. It's like get all your practicing life in a box, and then when you die, it's like, okay, you get door number 3.
Well, I cannot. It did feel like I died.
We're dying now. Our false idea of ourselves is gradually getting burned. Gradually. And the golden self will come out, Guru Maharaj said. And Guru Maharaj said, you will see Vrindavan everywhere. And somebody said, you shouldn't say that. It will make sahajiyas. I'm seeing the gopis, like, blah, disgusting things. No, there's so we don't, these are all very high things, but we know that this is true. Reality is there. It's just we are not seeing it. We're in a shadow land. Chidabhas. We live in a shadow. We're not seeing things for what they are at all.
You know how I have illustrated the whole Krishna consciousness movement and all our attempts to connect to reality? It's like if we were like blind, literally blind, and then like Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, they're like guiding us, but we're like, we can't see anything.
Yeah. But they're gradually taking off those wrappers. But that is also by our own endeavor. We're not, we also must follow their instructions, satovrite. Tat tat karma pravartanat. We have to do these things which are given to us to do, but with the right consciousness, not just doing, but in the right consciousness. We're trying to do that. We're all struggling with different things, but we're going to continue, and especially by hearing. That is giving us the... Guru Maharaj said you have to learn to see with your ears. Jai Sri Upadesamrta ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrta ki jai, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj ki jai, Srila Om Vishnupad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai, Jai Sri Rupa Goswami Pad ki jai, Haribol. Whenever we find ourselves doing something for any mundane reason, notice it. It is a gift that some light has been shone on our motive. And Guru Maharaj says, do not do anything to attract anyone to yourself. Never do that. Don't live a hypocritical life. Live a simple life. That is a beautiful practice.
That would depend, I think, on the that will depend like on the level of the devotee. For example, let's say a devotee is doing an indirect service, like running a business, for example. And while running a business, one must gonna act accordingly, right? Like in a business, you need to attract to your you need to understand your clients.
Oh yeah,
So
but
that
you're
you can
doing all
attract
that for Krishna. If Krishna wants you to have a client, then you'll have one. But you're trying. You think this is good service for me, and I'm going to try to do it well. But the result, Krishna says to Arjuna, fight, but what's going to happen as a result of that's my business. And telling a Kshatriya that? And Arjuna says, yes.
Jai Mahaprabhu.
Can you imagine a Kshatriya saying, I'm going to fight, but I don't know if I'm going to win or not? Nobody, Kshatriyas don't think that way. They're like, I'm winning. Like, you're gone. That's the mode of passion. But Krishna is saying, you fight, but you fight to win. Do it well. But the result, I've already arranged that. And what's the result of that? What's the result of that? Love of God. It makes winning a battle look like junk. Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Astu Terasata Sri Sriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Astu Terasata Sri Sriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sri Dardev Goswami Maharaj ki
Jai.
Jai Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Madhacharya Vrinda ki Jai.
Jai.
Sannyasi Vrinda ki Jai.
Jai.
Namacharya Srila
Haridas Thakur
ki
Jai.
Sant Goswami Prabhu ki Jai.
Jai.
Saparshad Sriman Mahaprabhu ki
Jai.
Saparshad Sri Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki Jai. Tadiya Saka Mat ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission ki Jai. Kol Kartal ki Jai. Haridam Sankirtan ki Jai.
Jai.
Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala ki Jai.
Jai.
Samaveda Bhakti Vrinda ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi.
Haribo Srimati Sri Lekha Devi Dasi ki Jai.
Sorry about this. Some allergic reaction on my face. Haribo. Not every day.
You Shanta Vivi, she says Dandavat, Kumkundidi Dandavat, Tungarasa Didi Dandavat, Bhima Krishna Prabhu Dandavat, Ganga Lila Didi Dandavat.
Dandavat to everyone.
Dandavat to everyone.